What if your next screen wasn't on a wall or a desk, but right in front of your eyes? Not VR, not a projector, but a high-res display that you can wear, plug into almost anything and take anywhere. That's exactly what Goovis Art Cinema package offers. And after testing across a bunch of real-world scenarios like movies, mobile gaming, productivity, even PC as a second screen, here's our verdict up front. The screen quality is excellent, sharp, vibrant, and surprisingly immersive. Usability, better than I expected, but there are some caveats. Since the screen moves with your head, reading small text or playing detail-heavy games takes a bit of getting used to. The real strengths here are flexibility. It's not trying to replace your TV, it's a simple versatile add-on for people who want a personal screen anywhere. And since it's just a screen with no internal OS, no battery to degrade, it won't age the same way as other gadgets. It's something you can keep using creatively over time. It's not essential, but it's genuinely fun, well built and way more useful than I initially thought. You may need to find your use case, and I'm willing to bet there are plenty more that we haven't even considered yet. Now let's talk through what's in the box, how it works, and all the pros and quirks I found along the way. Inside the main box you'll find the Goovis unit, USB-C to C cable, a cleaning cloth and a quick start guide. The HDMI adapter is straightforward and doesn't need much explanation. As for the Android TV dongle, it includes a sleek magnetic power bank, which is not needed if you're powering it via cable, and remote control, though as usual you need to supply your own batteries. We'll also receive the zero pressure headband, which turned out to be one of the best upgrades. It's not part of a standard kit, but we'll talk about it a bit more later on. The headset is compact and it feels light enough to wear comfortably, especially given how much tech is packed inside. Setup is just as straightforward. Plug into your phone that supports USB-C and it instantly turns it into a display. Adjustment-wise, it has independent per-eye myopia dials with satisfying clicky steps and lockable IPD slider. It's great to see support for glasses too. You can either leave them on or fine-tune the optics to match your vision. But a few things could improve. I was a bit disappointed to see that there is no built-in test pattern to help you dial it in. I would have also liked to have a lock for diopter adjustment or even some sort of preset. That's not a deal breaker or anything, just things I'd love to see added in the future. Comfort-wise, the unit feels well balanced thanks to its lightweight design. Since it doesn't rest directly on your nose, it stays comfortable even during longer sessions. I did find myself wishing I could sit a little bit closer to my eyes to make the screen a bit larger. The only workaround was to tilt it down slightly, but that put some strain on your neck over time. Then we tested the zero pressure headband, and surprisingly it makes a huge difference. It secures with a twist knob at the back, centers automatically and spreads the weight more evenly across your head. The original strap wasn't bad, but once you try the zero pressure one, it feels more like it should have been the standard. The strap comes with two padding options, anti-slip silicone and leather. Both work well, even in hot, sweaty Singapore, although I would say I probably prefer the leather one for long sessions. You can also remove and wash the face pad. I don't recommend machine washing it, but it's nice to have an option for hygiene. And before we talk about the visuals, let me warn you about one important thing that should not really have been left for the last page of the manual. Don't plug in any power into the headset's USB port. This could easily damage the unit. Okay, now to the visuals. The screen is shockingly sharp. There are no visible pixels and colors look fantastic. It's plenty bright for indoor use and doesn't blast your face with heat either. That said, there is a learning curve. If the screens aren't perfectly aligned with your eyes, the image can skew or parts may look off. I wish there was an indicator to tell you when it's straight on your head. At the moment you just need to sort of feel it. But once you zone in, especially when watching videos, you get used to the situation and it feels like you have a screen floating in front of your face. Audio-wise, the built-in speakers are fine, but if you care about sound quality, use Bluetooth or try plugging in headphones. Though I should mention, I couldn't get USB-C audio to work, but the 3.5mm audio jack on the side works really well. I also tried this out for gaming. On PC, I tried Civ 6 by using the HDMI dongle. It was easy to set up as a second display, and while it's only 1080p, the clarity is solid. The diopter adjustments again help sharpen the text. I would say closing one eye and fine-tuning works best here. However, games that involve a lot of reading can be a challenge. Since the display moves with your head, you have to hold incredibly still, almost like a sniper, just to read through blocks of text without everything shifting. It's not impossible, but definitely not ideal for strategy games or dialogue-heavy RPGs. Visibility at the edges is more limited, it feels a bit like looking into a box where the center is clear, but you have to shift your head to catch what's inside the corners. To be clear, it's not a fault of the screen quality, it's more of the field of view and how the image follows your movement. Now let's focus on the mobile gaming, which is where Goovis really shines. I tested Asphalt 9 with an Xbox controller and the experience was brilliant. It felt like having a full console strapped to my face. It was smooth, immersive and a lot of fun. For me, this is the ideal use case, gaming while traveling or relaxing on a couch with something like a Steam Deck or ROG Ally. Just stick to action games, not text-heavy ones. The included Android dongle is also surprisingly capable. It draws power via HDMI, no extra cables needed here, and sets up quickly via your phone. It comes pre-installed with Prime, Disney Plus and YouTube. Once you set it up, it feels like a personal cinema. The sound was actually louder here than connected to your phone, and Google Assistant support is built in, though voice commands might feel odd if you're on the move. There are many other use cases for this too. I also tried using Goovis during video calls while writing on my laptop. It's entirely possible to have video playing on the headset while working on your main display. You'll definitely look like a cyborg doing it, so maybe not something for the coffee shop just yet. But honestly, we're not far off. Now, one of the most unexpectedly useful scenarios that I tested was using it as a monitor for my video camera. Here is the setup. Camera to HDMI out, into the HDMI dongle and then into the Goovis. The dongle does need power, but a small power bank solves that. What you end up with is a massive crisp screen right in front of your eyes. Perfect for framing, monitoring focus and adjusting settings, while still be able to see your surroundings. You're not blocked like VR headsets, so you're not going to trip over a light stand. This is so much easier than rigging up a chunky field monitor, dealing with mounting arms and cables, especially if you're moving around. The same concept could easily apply to drone work as well. Give you a large immersive screen while allowing you to stay aware of your surroundings. Honestly, this use case alone might sell it to creators or field operators who need portable, immersive and clear monitor solution. And again, because Goovis Art is just a display with no internal OS or battery, this isn't a device that's going to age out of relevance. If you find a solid niche, chances are it'll stay useful for years to come. The image quality is fantastic, comfort is decent with a clear upgrade path via the zero pressure strap, and the number of things you can do with it is surprisingly broad, from watching movies in bed to gaming on the flight or even using it as a portable camera monitor. It's not trying to replace your TV or your VR headset, instead it squeezes in a unique space, giving you high quality screen whatever you want it without being completely cut off from the world. It has its quirks, particularly with the text readability and optical adjustments, but overall it performed better than I initially thought. I went in curious and came out genuinely impressed. If you're a frequent traveler, a content creator, or just someone who wants a personal cinema experience without taking over the living room, this might just be worth a closer look. Let us know in the comments what your use case would be. Would you take it on a plane, use it for gaming on the go, or maybe use it as your field monitor setup? Thanks for watching. If you think this headset might be what you need, check out the link below for more details. As always, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more. We'll see you in the next one.